Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Great Dictator. And this movie came out in 1940, and it stars, written, and is directed by Charlie Chaplin, and it's pretty iconic, and it's basically very well known for it being like a parody of Hitler, like during the Great War. Sorry, not the Great War, World War II. Sorry, I don't know why I'm confusing the two right now. But anyways, it's pretty infamous for making fun of Hitler during World War II, like showing off what he was doing at the time. And watching the movie, you can definitely see what he's trying to make fun of. And the intention of everything is very clear. And there were things that I did appreciate about the film, and I liked how everything felt real. Like there were points in the movie where I felt as though actors were in danger, and I never felt like I was watching a computer. It all felt real, and there were some funny jokes in the movie. And for the first 10 minutes of the movie, I was loving it. I was so into it. I was loving the comedy and what it had to offer, and I thought Charlie Chaplin did a really great job acting in the movie, and he plays two characters in the film, and it took me a while to figure out which character was a parody of Hitler, or in this movie they call him Hinkle, and which character is the Jewish character, the barber. I forget the character's name, but anyways, he plays two characters in the movie, and he does a great job of portraying both, and they both feel like different characters, and I thought that was handled very well. And I liked the commentary in the film, and what was able to be achieved at the time. And there were definitely moments where I enjoyed the comedic tone of the film, even if that's not the entire film. Most of the movie is kind of taking itself seriously, in my opinion, because once we get halfway through the movie, that's where the movie loses for me. And now I'm going to get into my negatives, because the first half of the movie, it's like, okay, I see what you're setting up here, and I get what you're trying to say, and the Hinkle scenes are like just a parody of Hitler, and like they're not supposed to be taken super seriously, like on a surface level at the very least, but like when you read into it, that's where it kind of gets more serious. And I liked some of the characters, and they were like memorable and kind of fun to watch. But halfway through the movie kind of just stretches these ideas like to their like super thin, and it just keeps reusing the same thing over and over again. It gets super repetitive for me, and like halfway through the movie I was completely checked out, and I just wanted the movie to be over. And the first half of the movie I enjoyed. Second half I can't get into at all, because it's just the same thing over and over again, and it just became really dull for me, and nothing was happening for a decent amount of it. And this movie is 2 hours long, and it has no reason for being 2 hours. Like, everything could have been communicated like in 80 minutes. Like, if this movie was 40 minutes shorter, the movie would be no different, in my opinion, because it just keeps reusing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until the film ends. And the ending speech, without spoiling anything, that's what this movie is kind of known for, is the speech at the end of the film. I thought that was great, and it worked for me, and I liked it. But everything between that moment and the second half of the movie, I can't even tell you what happened, because it's just a blur to me. And I honestly feel as though if I stopped watching halfway through, I would have missed nothing, because of what I said already. Nothing happened really, and our main characters are just like gone, like the Jewish character that Charlie Chaplin played, and some other characters, like they just disappear, and you don't see them for like at least 40 minutes. And there were also some weird sound design choices in the film. Like, there was a point where there was some obvious dubbing, and there were points where audio was just like cut, and there was like missing audio basically, and there was a point where like it was like during the first 10 minutes where I was loving it, but there was one thing that kind of distracted me, and that was like the sound design. And you see our main character just like walking around a bullet, and it's like a visual gag. But the problem that I have with that little moment is that he's like walking around and you don't hear any footsteps, and there's no guns firing or anything. There's nothing loud in the environment currently in that situation that I can see, or that's to be implied that it's supposed to be really loud. You just see a guy running in a circle and you don't hear any footsteps, and that was pretty distracting for me. And there are some moments like that throughout the film, and I just don't understand what happened there. And it was just a really weird decision. And basically the only real reason I watched this movie is because, for those of you who remember, I have a 100 movie bucket list poster that I've watched just about everything except 5 movies, and this was one of them. So 96 down, 4 to go, and those 4 movies that I have left, for anyone who is curious: City of God, Old Boy from 2003, directed by Park Chan-wook, I think that's his name, and Lawrence of Arabia and Seven Samurai. Like, those are the 4 remaining, and I will get around to them eventually, but this was just the first one that I wanted to do, and I was excited to watch it because I was hoping that it would be kind of fun to watch, and I kind of knew what to expect, like with the commentary in it and all that. But sadly, I just did not get anything out of this movie, unfortunately, because it was just the same thing happening over and over again. Could have been shorter, and I didn't really find any of the characters to be interesting, and like independently of like the commentary. Like, if this movie had like no commentary, like intentionally speaking, then this would be just a really bland movie, and I would just completely forget about it, and there would be literally nothing to it. But I am giving it credit for at least trying and trying to say something. Like, I do think that's a good idea at the very least, but unfortunately it's just the narrative for me that I just can't get into. So that's about all I have to say about The Great Dictator. I know that a lot of people love this movie and it's considered to be a classic. I understand that. It's just that I don't think it's unfair for me to say that there are some movies that are considered classics that will connect with you more than others. So sadly, this one just didn't hit for me. So if you're interested in checking this movie out, then I guess I would recommend it. Like, it's not a terrible movie, it's just not one that connects with me. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Great Dictator a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Great Dictator, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Begin Again. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.